type of thing.
Hey,
So,
Clayton, can I interrupt real quick? Sorry about that.
Yeah, man.
We got breaking news per Adam Scheffner.
Oh.
A couple seconds ago, it says, even in the midst of rehab for his torn ACL, the Packers are rewarding wide receiver Christian Watson with a 1-year, $13.25 million contract extension per his agent, Adisa Bakari. The extension ties Watson to Green Bay through the 2026 season, allows him to focus on getting healthy and not having to play this season for a new deal. Watson remains on PUP and is expected to be back later this season.
Nice. All right.
Hey, that's me and his money.
Since it's breaking news here, what we're going to do, this is called a tease. We're gonna actually hit on this on the second hour of the show. How are we going to get Chalk Talk in now, boys?
I don't know if we can. We
How
can.
are we
We definitely can. We 100% can get Chalk Talk in.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
13
Let me hit the super chat real quick. Hardy the Prophet, thank you so much, buddy, for the super chat. Y'all got a watch now production. What watch now? Help me out here, boys. What are we
Y'all
talking
got to
about?
watch Nah Productions, Micah Parsons video.
Got it. Thank you, Hardy. We'll check it out, man. We'll throw it into the rotation. Appreciate you, buddy. We'll definitely check that out. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for translating there for me, Emilio. I'm a dumb redneck over here. So funny how that works. So, all right. That's going to do it for hour one. I'm getting divorced tonight.
Didn't we just talk about what we're doing with Christian Watson and paying that man?
Yeah. Because we've mentioned it over and over and over all year long. Like, do you give him a 1-year Band-Aid deal and prove he's healthy, like a prove it deal, and or do you just go ahead and wait? Okay, now he's healthy. Let's just give him the extension. They went the other route. I'm glad he's back, man. I'm telling you, I love Christian Watson. I really do.
For sure.
Let's just go around the horn with it, and then we'll end hour one. Let's just talk about it. How do you feel about that? I'm going to pull up the tweet real quick. Let's just go around. Jacob, you broke the news here. How do you feel about it, man? What do you think about that 1-year extension?
I personally love it. The way that Christian Watson opens up a field, you pair him with Golden and with a guy like Reed and, whoever the young, 4th and 5th, 6th string receiver is going to be in the next year or two. I just think that that's too much speed, too much talent to handle. He is an absolute physical freak. You don't see guys that are 6'4", 6'5" that run the way he does. People they're going to talk about that he's injury prone. It's the NFL. Everybody's going to have some injuries here and there. And he's had some really, I'd say, more unlucky than him being injury prone is what I would categorize it as. And the way that he's kind of kept his head up, been a part of the team, working like crazy fast to get back from this injury. I love the fact that we're not going to make him go out there and sing for his supper, that he has a little bit of reassurance knowing that he can come back when he can actually be healthy. Don't force it too quickly. And then he's got another year to kind of as a prove it deal, which I believe is what this is. Also, I like the fact that it gives us a stopgap. 13's not, cheap, but it's something I definitely am willing to part with, especially if it means that we could maybe have some negotiations with Dobby and see if there's a way that we could spread this money out and make everybody a little happy.
What's interesting about this, Tim and Emilio, is this information came out from the agent, right? Which means this number is inflated. It says $13.25 million. Notice there's no mention of guaranteed money, right? So how do they work that out? It's not going to be fully guaranteed, right? They're not going to pay him $13.25 fully guaranteed. So it's going to be probably incentive based. However, the tweet, which comes out from, let's be honest, the agent is the one that leaked this information out. It allows him to focus on getting healthy and not having to play this season for a new deal. But if it's incentive based and they don't mention the guaranteed money, he's not going to make that much money if he's not on the field. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at there? Like, there's got to be something a little extra there. It's interesting, right? So I would be very, very surprised if he ends up making $13.25 million on this extension. Now, again, that's next year, right?
Right.
That's when it takes effect next year. So they're expecting him healthy, and it truly is a prove it deal. I bet this is heavy, heavy incentive base. It's got to be, right? It's got to be.
I would agree. I would think definitely less than half is probably guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
But Shefty's got a point here. Scoot's on the pup, expected to come back. I love how he said later this season, later as in like 3 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, the way he's been looking. But I like the part of it. It allows him to focus on rehabbing and getting back healthy and, not worrying about leaving it all out there to play for a new deal. He knows his future is secured, at least temporarily, here in Green Bay. And like Emilio said, man, I wonder how this affects what we just talked about with Rome, right? Like maybe there's some kind of scenario here where Gangster Goot is cooking, and maybe both of these guys are Packers in 2026 and beyond, for all we know.
Could be, man. The window is open. We keep talking about it, Emilio. The window's wide open. It seems like Goody's just pushing all the chips right to the middle of the table, man. This three-year window we got here, man.
Absolutely. We saw this with Love. Let's give him a little Band-Aid deal, get him through just so that he's not having to stress. And, yeah, you're coming back from an injury. You're going to try to force yourself. The dude is injured because he forced himself onto the field. It's not because he doesn't love football or love the Green Bay Packers or want to be part of this franchise. That's absolutely what Christian is. I think that's probably what got him through. I'm maybe a little closer towards him being at 10 million, guaranteed, and working for his leftover change there. Looking at some of the numbers, anywhere around 15 is Cooper Kupp, Khalil Shakir 13.25, Darnell Mooney's 13 average. If you're looking, Travis Hunter is 46 million total, but he's getting 11.6 per. Josh Palmer, Diami Brown, and Tutu Atwell are both 10 million per with 2026 unrestricted free agents. So I think that he's probably better than Tutu Atwell and Diami Brown. So I would think that he's worth 10 million flat. And then, all right, let's get him some incentives. You come back, you get 500 yards or whatever in your 6 weeks. Like that.
I can see that, and that would be more enticing for him to sign that, right, Emilio? If you do give him a 10 million bump there.
Hey, just give me a little bit of guaranteed. It's not like I didn't sacrifice my body for this team to get us here. Okay, perfect. All right, let me get this year under my feet. See how the knee feels. Next year, if I put up 1,000 yards, all right, let's talk this contract. Let's get this squared out. But maybe even with this one Band-Aid deal, Adam might open a window to get Dobbs kind of locked in for maybe a 2 or 3 year deal, and then they're staggered again. Then because our biggest thing was these guys were stacked on top of each other, being both 4-year deals drafted in the same year. That's where we were kind of running into the pickle.
Yeah.
And what you're looking at too is in 2027, you're going to have Jaden Reed and Christian Watson both up for contracts.
Right.
So you got to kind of make that decision there too. You can afford to pay 2. That's typically the model. Is you'll pay 2 receivers top money, not most in the league, but you know what I mean, like top 10, top 15 wide receiver money. Going to be interesting, man, for sure. Jacob,
Emilio, this is why we got to keep him around. Coach says he can block.
That's a fact. That man can, and we'll walk him in from outside so he can block people. That's
he can block.
I mean, to me, give him. He probably gets $1 million because he can block. You know what I mean? Just because he's that good at it. So.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
I feel like it's a good deal for the Packers and for Scoot, right?
Oh yeah, this is great news, man. And don't be surprised if when the contract drops, that there's voidable years on it too. Meaning, what I could see happening here. Let's say Emilio's right, and it's a 13.25 million, right? So let's call it 13 million, and 10 million's fully guaranteed. Let's just say that's the case, right? If that's the case, I'm assuming that's what you meant there, Emilio, fully guaranteed. That was practical. So let's say that's the case. You could tack on 2 void years onto that contract, right? And you could literally take that 10 million and spread it out, 3.33 million, 3.33 million, 3.33 million, and the cap hit is nothing, right? And I know there's going to be somebody go, yeah, well, you're putting on a credit card, you're going to have to pay that. You will. But when they do that, typically the structure's in place with those void years that you can go ahead and extend him if he's healthy. Now that becomes real contract years, and you continue to maneuver.
Yeah, it's like the credit card, right? You got points. You can convert that points and just pay down your balance, right?
Yeah.
No big
Sound
deal.
like Mandy Clayton. Of course, we can use the credit card.
You're getting the points, obviously, Clay.
We can't afford not to use it.
You have to. No, that's me at Home Depot, man. If I get it, and you get it over $300, 6 months, no interest, man. I need the Milwaukee tool. Come on, I need it. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you also think about it. Matthew Golden was the highest paid receiver in this room before that. I mean, Matthew Golden.
Right.
Matthew Golden had 4 years, 17,575. With he's bringing in 4.4, roughly 4.4 a year. So you got your brand new rookie wide receiver making the most money in there. All right, let's bring in Christian. Okay, you've been here, you've put in the work. Let's make you at least 10 milli. then we can go from there. That's kind of where I'm at. Let's bring up a little bit of money, kind of like when you paid Jordan Love and he walked in with a little bit more swagger just because he's not that, on that rookie deal.
Yeah. And, I mean, listen, let's be honest here too. Christian Watson on the open market, if he's healthy, anywhere from 20 to 40 million per.
Yep.
That's a fact. And I know that's that's 20 million difference, a big discrepancy there, Clayton. Yeah, it is, but he's that good too, man. That's a situation where I could see someone paying him like, a top 3, top 5 wide receiver in the league. But I could also see it being somewhere around 20 million because of the injury concerns. So I think this is great news for the Packers. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. So Jacob, thank you for breaking that news, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right.